I just got a text from the leaders saying they won't be there tonight. They feel overwhelmed with their handbook group and the rules they don't understand. I wish there was something we could do to help them. I'll see you guys in a few hours. For send, sending, sent. Breathe. Breathe. Okay, it will be okay. Okay, this does not make sense. This leader has been allowing the child to skip around in the handbook because they're not where the sheet says they are. This is a problem for a few different reasons. Number one, the record keeping is now messed up and is going to cause time for you, the leader, or us, the director, to try to figure out where the child is instead of spending time working with the kids in our handbook group, helping them memorize their verses. The second reason is that sections are meant to be completed in order. It is not just something that we do, but is a standard for all AWANA clubs. The only sections that the clubbers may skip and come back to at a later point in time are the bring a friend section or the write a letter to or talk to a missionary section. This is important because the handbooks follow the Bible chronologically and the concepts build upon each other and get harder as the books progress. It has been brought to our attention that some leaders are allowing their clubbers to not complete one section in one sitting. Pages that have more than one verse must be completed in one sitting, in one time. Pages like this one that have more than one verse, and pages like this one that have more than one verse. This one has 5 verses. Must be completed in one sitting and at one time. Clubbers cannot say one verse, practice it, get it signed off, practice this verse, get it signed off, practice this verse, get it signed off, and then have it complete, have it count for the section to be completed. Same with this one. Clubbers cannot practice this verse, get it signed off, and then practice this verse, get it signed off, and then have the section counted for. This is not just something that we say, but it is an AWANA standard for all AWANA clubs. Some leaders think that the clubbers cannot do more than one verse at a time, but they can. They're smart. Our kids are smart. They will rise to the challenge. Let them do it. They can do it. I'm just concerned that several of our leaders are using too many helps for each section, and because of this, they are also allowing their clubbers to rush through the sections in the handbooks just to sign them off and get it completed. I feel that we need to have a brief leader meeting next week so that all the leaders understand the expectation. Okay, well, thank you. Yeah. Okay, well, I feel better after talking to you, and I think this will help solve the problem and the issues we're having, and will eliminate some of the stress. Okay, well, have a good week. See you Wednesday. Bye. Hi, I didn't see you there. I was just talking on the phone and talking about some of the problems we're having with leaders using too many helps during handbook time. Too many helps during each section is not something that we do, but it's a standard for all AWANA clubs. The goal of AWANA is to get as much of God's Word in as many kids as we can and as deep as we can, and we do that by placing one hand on the Bible and one hand on the child and bringing them together for life change. Yes, it's important for kids to learn Scripture and to accomplish their sections and to do many sections, and it's great when they do several sections in the evening, but it's not when they're just rushing through just to accomplish the page and to get through the section so they can complete it and earn their jewels. The jewels are just a plus and a reward and an incentive for them to be able to do the sections. We need to make sure that the kids are actually learning the scriptures and learning the verses and memorizing them and getting it deep in their heart, because that's the real goal and the real purpose of AWANA. We need to also make sure that every child in your group is able to do at least one verse a night. Here are some examples out of their handbook of pages that have of sections that are short and some that are quite long. And even with as long as it is or as short as it is, the section still must be completed with no more than 2 helps. What is a help, you ask? A help consists of no more than 3 or 4 words or short phrases that are linked together, eye gestures, hand movements, or sign language. All leaders will be expected to follow these standards that all AWANA clubs follow. Here are a few verses and sample dialogues between the clubber and a leader. Is the leader using a correct help or not?
Is the leader using a correct help? Yes, that counts as 1 help because it is 3 to 4 words in a row. Is the leader using a correct help? No, this leader is not using a correct help. It is too many words. In this situation, I would practice the verse with the child a few times and then let them try it again. Is the leader using a correct help? Yes, this leader did a great job of using a help. This leader pointed to the bottom of the shoe to mean sole, and it reminded the child, and the clubber was able to finish the section. Is the leader using a correct help? Yes, this is a great help because it is only 3 words. Just to remind you, a help consists of 3 or 4 words or short phrases, eye gestures, hand movements, or sign language. All leaders will be expected to follow this standard.
That one's already done too. So who's that one? Okay, here we go. So you're on this one. It's not the other co-director or myself who fills these out each week and puts them in the computer. So you need to really make sure that they're filled out correctly, and if you have a question, please ask and make sure that they're filled out accurately so that they can be up to date, because the records need to be up to date so we always know where the clubbers are at, because we don't know where several of these kids are at in their handbook because this was not updated because it was not filled out correctly last week.
Okay, take a look at the record-keeping sheet. It is easy to start the night with who is here on time, who has their Bible, book, uniform, and fill in these sections for all your clubbers. This gives you a few minutes to settle in, and your clubbers can be looking at their verse and getting ready. Please write the value in the box. Clubber 3 is here on time. They have their Bible and are wearing their vest. Clubber 4 only has their Bible and their book, and they are wearing their vest. They were late. They just got here. Clubber 5 is here on time, but did not bring their Bible or their book and is not wearing their vest. Clubber 6 is on time, but is not wearing their vest and did not bring their Bible or their book. Clubber 7 is not here, and Clubber 8 is here, but did not bring their Bible or their book and is not wearing their vest. Clubber 1 is absent. Do nothing to this clubber's column. You may put a 0 in the clubber's column down here in the total. Do not cross this clubber off. Clubber 2 is at club, but did nothing to earn any points. In this case, the clubber came late, did not bring a Bible or their book, or did not wear their vest, and did not complete any sections by using a loaner book. Therefore, the clubber did not earn any points for their team. You may put a 0 in their total down here to show that. Clubber 3 is at club. As the clubber earns points for passing each section, make a single slash like this through the number in the sections box. So Clubber 3 passed 1 section, so we'll make a single slash. Totally crossing it out and making an X or squigglies, lines, or circles or anything else makes it hard to read and is messy. So please just do a single slash. Clubber 4 is at club. They had previously finished the first section in Wing Runner of Regule number 1. So the 2, 3, and 4 indicate the remaining sections of Regule number 1 to be completed. The next 1, 2, 3, and 4 are for the next jewel, being Green Jewel number 1. Today, Clubber number 4 earned their Regule 1 by completing those sections. We're going to cross off 2, 3, and 4 because they finished those sections as well as starting the next. So he finished the next one, so we're going to cross off the number 1. So next week's form will be updated to read Wing Runner, Green Jewel 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 2, 3, 4 will be the remaining sections of Green Jewel 1, and the 1, 2, 3, 4 will be the remaining sections for Red Jewel number 2. Clubber 5 is at club, but the sections box is completely wrong. When the box is wrong like this, make an X and cross it off. And then write the correct handbook above. So Clubber 5 should be in Wing Runner, and they're on Red Jewel number 2, and then we always just do like 7 sections, so 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 for the next. Clubber 5 did not do any sections tonight, so we're not going to cross anything off. Clubber 6 is at club tonight. The 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 indicate the remaining sections of the rank patch that need to be finished. And the 1, 2 indicate the remaining sections after the rank is completed. The 1, 2 would be for Red Jewel number 1. Clubber 6 did not do any sections tonight. Clubber 7 is no longer active in our club, so we're going to cross them off. Only cross a clubber off like this when they are no longer active in your club. Crossing them off this way, they will be deleted from the form. That is very important to only cross them off when they are no longer active in the club. This should be a very rare occasion. Only cross them off when they are no longer active in the club. Do not cross them off if they are only absent. Only cross them off if they are no longer active in the club. Clubber 8 is at club. The -1 indicates that a previous section has not been completed. This most often occurs with Red Jewel number 1 because it is the Bring a Friend section. Remember, as previously talked about, the only 2 sections that a clubber may skip and come back to is the Bring a Friend section or the talk to or write a letter to a missionary. Clevers may not earn their first red jewel until they bring a friend. That is one of the only sections that they may skip and do out of order. So in this case, they have skipped the bring a friend and are waiting to come back to it until they can bring that friend. So they are on red jewel number 2. So the 2, 3, 4 indicate the remaining sections of red jewel number 2 that need to be finished. The 1 is for the first section of the next jewel. In this case, it will be green jewel number 2. Now, if you have time during handbook time to add up your points, that is fine. If not, I can do that during game time. So, Clever 1 did not earn any points. We already have that totaled. Clever 2 is the same way. Clever 3, we have to tally. So, each slash is 100 points. So, we have 100, 200, 250. Clever 4, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 550. Clever 5 did not do anything other than they were here on time, so they have 50. This one is 50, and that one is 50. Now, for the color team totals, you just look up here, and if you have time to do this, great. If not, I can do this during game time as well. So green, 250, and another 50, so 300 for green. Red only has 50 at this point. Blue only has 50 at this point, and yellow has 550.
I hope that this makes scorekeeping a little bit easier for you. Please don't hesitate to ask if you have any questions or if you need help with anything on the scorekeeping sheet. Again, it isn't myself or the other co-director who inputs these into the computer each week, but another volunteer, and he's also a TMT AWANA leader. Well, I hope that this has helped you understand what is expected during handbook time and helped you to be a more effective AWANA leader. Remember, we are here to serve the kids, and remember that the other co-director and I are here to serve you and here to help you. And we're all here to just love on the kids and serve the kids. Please ask if you need help. Goodbye.